Good morning, good people. This is your Pool-Proof Wisdom Moment for Friday, the final Friday, by the way, in July 2021. Yes, it did go by just that quickly. As we look at the world over these last 7 months and we think about all that we've witnessed, all we've experienced, the ups, the downs, the in-betweens, one thing is consistent. A lot of us are still mired in the idea that we have got to always compare our lives to the lives of everyone else. And let's just face this as well. The lives that we see reflected in the big picture way on social media and in other forms really aren't lives that many of us can necessarily appreciate, particularly given that so many of those lives are manufactured, are cultivated to seem that they're one thing when in fact they're another. I think we all can say that we've learned that lesson time and again, that what we see isn't always the truth. But our lives are true. So sometimes we find ourselves doing that comparison despite our best efforts not to. We look at someone else who has a better relationship. We look at someone else who has a better job, who earns significantly more money than we are earning, who are doing things and having experiences that we would love to have, but figure we'll never have a chance to actually enjoy. And yeah, on occasion, perhaps more than any of us care to admit, it makes us a bit jealous, a bit covetous of what others have because we think, why not me? Well, the fact is, we all are living our lives, and whatever those lives turn out to be, they are still a blessing, no matter what. And I don't want any of us to ever forget the fact that that life is important and valuable in its own right. And there's also the question of who's to say what your life is yet to become. But if you don't appreciate the one you have, chances are, even if you get some or all of the things that you are wishing for, when you obtain them, you'll still be comparing your life to someone else's and you won't be happy with it at all either. You have to learn to love what you have to appreciate what you get, folks. It's as simple as that. Now, personally, what I try to do, and I think I've been pretty successful with it if you ask people who happen to know me, is that I believe that there is a purpose for my life, but I also believe that whatever it is that is intended for me, nothing and no one can stand in the way of it. There have been many doors that I thought may have been closed to me, and they were. But there have been others that I never even imagined that opened for me, and they opened for no one else because they were meant for me. When you are able to embrace what's for you is for you, and what's for others is for others, and be accepting of it, embracing of it, and comfortable with it, you set yourself up to have a much happier life. And what it also allows, and this is something I certainly endeavor to do on a daily basis, I always think to myself, when I hear about someone winning millions of dollars in the lottery, even though I spent a good amount of money on buying tickets and I didn't win, I'm going to be happy for that person because no matter what, I can appreciate the hopeful joy that what they are going to about to live with and win with is going to have on their lives. Imagine if you win millions of dollars. Well, you can imagine it for yourself, but you should also be able to imagine how it's going to change someone else's life. Whatever it is that is a good thing for someone else, we must learn to celebrate it even when it hasn't happened for us. So what I want to encourage you to do on this Friday, this final Friday in the month of July, is I want you to make a promise to yourself. And it's going to require something of you, and it's going to necessarily make it a requirement as well that you learn to work on doing this because it doesn't necessarily come naturally. I want you to start thinking that no matter what else goes on in your life, when other people are the recipients of good news, gifts, and blessings, that I want you to clap for them until it's your turn. I want you to actually celebrate their achievements, their recognitions, their blessings, their rewards, whatever it is, celebrate them until it's your turn. Because automatically you're putting yourself in a mindset where you believe that you will have your turn and that whatever is meant for you is definitely meant for you and will find you someday. But that does not prevent you from, in the meantime, celebrating everyone else who is getting theirs right here, right now, whatever period of time that happens in your life or theirs, it's meant for them, and your time will be meant for you. If you can do that, you will be waiting and having something to look forward to. And sometimes having something to look forward to makes all the difference between having a good day and a bad day. And I'm wishing for you all the good days and all the good things that you deserve. You can find my podcast on Apple and Google Podcasts, on Anchor.fm, and of course, many podcast platforms everywhere. You can also find my books in print on Amazon and other online booksellers, and of course on Audible in audio format. It's a good listen. It's got great messages, and I think that if you're willing to take the time to purchase and listen or read it, it'll help you help yourself and therefore find ways to help others. And honestly, when we think about it, that's what we're all here to do, is to help walk each other home, just like the good old quote says. Have a great weekend, everybody. Get ready. August is on its way, and we have things to look forward to be sure.